Supritha. So Supritha, you have to tell us how we can help women to be more assertive, speak their mind, not to disturb the family happiness, but to ensure that children are watching them. So they need to see a very assertive mother. And whenever a woman wants to say something, it's going to be for the happiness of the family as well.
Correct.
Right? So tell us how a woman can be more assertive. And especially I want you to come on another session to talk about how passively assertive you were. You look like a cute little soft baby doll, but you have stood for yourself throughout your life. So now you give me one tip for all the women who are very, very passive, but they're very good at heart, but they're not standing for themselves.
So yes, what I feel is if they're being hurt and if they are like okay with the way of life, I think it's good. But if you are being oppressing your feelings and hence you're being passive, then you really need to like know what you want, like the purpose. See, like for me, my mother, she's a homemaker, but she assists dad in work. So for her, the happiness quotient comes from having a happy family. So for her, it is us sitting for dinner together, and those are the things that she wants us. So initially, those things were not voiced. And somewhere I felt that there was a clash between my own parents saying that we're not available for children, or when children sleep, you're coming. And sometimes my mom has to be out, dad has to be out. So those were the things that I grew up with. And my parents had small clashes because of these reasons, where they wanted to see a happy family, but they didn't know how to put it together. So when I started reading the book Secret, when I was in like my teens, that's when I tried to understand and make my mom understand, saying that, see, if you envision your family to be in a certain way, you got to voice yourself and visualize that your family is going to be like this. So when you have that clarity in your mind, you get means and tools to come out and communicate to the other person. So what I ask the women who are being passive right now is at least get the sense of understanding that what you want, let it be monetary or the freedom perspective or the respect perspective, voice yourself to the other person in a way that they will understand, not in a very barging manner. Like, you didn't give me this, you didn't give me this. Maybe ask them like, this is what I want. Is there something that we can do to get to this? So when you actually involve the other person in your decision making and then tell them that this is what I need and this is good for our family, I think there is going to be some kind of a resistance, but I feel that they will come through. That's what I feel.
I want Sumanth to add a point on this emotional intelligence. So as she's saying, it's not that easy.
Yeah, that's not easy because me and Sumanth, yeah, me, Sumanth, we both itself, we are like a 30 couple. Like we just entered our 30s, and when we got married, we were like called the late couple because I was 29 and he was 30. In our kind of a community, we don't get married this late. So my dad used to keep constantly saying that if you get married late, there are lesser chances of you to get adjusted and have a happy co-living, because my ideology is solid, his ideology is solid. We can't like shake it really well. So that kind of triggered a little during our initial period of our marriage, saying that, dude, you've got to listen to me, or you have to listen to me, kind of a scene. But somewhere I kind of understood that if I want to be heard, I need to hear him. So if he wants to be heard, I have to, like, he has to hear me out. So we kind of came into the mid zone where we are both heard and both are happy, but yet we have our own standpoint still. So that's, yeah, something like that.
So I feel the family should work out a structure.
Teach us how, Sumanth. How to do
a structure has to be worked out. See, for example, our challenge between both of us was only one thing, that is communication. The communication was, she has a style of communicating. Her voice is very low, and she communicates probably in a very in a lot of brevity, less words but more meaning. I'm not used to that upbringing. We speak loud, At our home, we sometimes speak. If they're not heard, I again speak it out like that. She has a habit of only telling it once. So what happens? There's a lot of miscommunication where she would have told me, I wouldn't have heard it, or I wouldn't have paid attention, because the challenge that I'm working on right now is the thoughts that are running in my mind is more towards my business and other things, because of which in the thought level, I'll be having so much inner conversations. When she tells me something, I wouldn't have heard it.
He's not
So,
basically in the present.
so I'm not in the present many of the times. So when she told me that, and I understood that, okay, this is a challenge that we need to work on, we were working on possibilities of what we can have as a structure. The structure is that, for example, if she tells me something, she has to recheck with me again if I've heard it properly or not, if it's some crucial information. So I'll be like, okay, fine, I heard it. So similarly, if I am telling her something, I have to ensure that, she's in the right space of hearing it. Most of the time she'll hear it. That's her talent. So I would tell her, but I'll ensure that my challenge is what I think I'm not able to communicate clearly. When it comes to personal stuff, business stuff, I can communicate properly. So I realized that, okay, fine. So when I tell something, immediately when she reacts, let's say, that's an indicator that I haven't communicated things properly in the right way. So I'll be like, okay, please calm down. Let me tell you again. So that's the structure that we have built. So every couple should work out a structure, and the structure is there. Like, for example, and a structure could be, in a day, you're spending some time with each other together without fail. That's a structure. Like that, every couple, every relationship will have a structure. When the structure is there, things will move forward. That's the point.
Beautiful. So what I learned from Sumanth is like till you get the desired response, you haven't communicated it.
That's for us. The same formula should be applied everywhere. They have to
That's it.
discover what works for them.
What
That's
works
the point.
for you. Yeah.
Rather than blaming. See, if I had blamed her, saying that, you're not speaking loud, why are you communicating so bad? Why can't you be normal? That's one way of telling things. That will only hurt the relationship. Rather, what I can do better. If you have told, if your voice is soft, can you please increase the voice? If not, can you please verify with me if I've heard it or not? As simple as that. So that structure that was built without putting her down for the way she was brought up. I understood that at her home, when I was at her home, I understood everyone's able to listen except her mother. Her mother also had the same challenge that I had. Okay. And she worked out with her mother. She told how she worked out with her mother. And I was like, why didn't you tell me earlier that you worked out like this with her? So that realization I got to know. And I started applying what her mother did, because she's brought up for 28 years with them. And I am hardly for 2 years now. And they have more experience, right? So how she worked out with her mother when she shared with me, I accepted that and started working on those things. That's what made it better. Else, if I had really put her down, she wouldn't have been happy with me, and she would have also put me down. It would have been a toxic relationship. That's what I'm doing. So there's no perfect couple, absolutely. It's about making things fit in the right way. I feel the imperfections, just like a puzzle, no puzzle cube will be same, but it's about that right fit that you click in and the puzzle is solved. That's how I like to look.
Supritha, talk about your mother-in-law. I heard a lot about her from Sumanth.
Oh yeah, she's a wonderful woman, and she is so passionate and energetic, and she's always like self-driven kind of a lady. I always like used to look up to her, and initially like she's into this network marketing kind of a model, and she's really doing well for herself. She's supporting the family. She's a single parent right now, but there is no one place I've seen her low or saying that, okay, and this is the time I give up. No, she's like 60 and strong, and it's like too good she is. So what really I liked about her is, I think it was 2019 when I met Suman, and in 2020, like Amma got a car for herself with her own fund. So that was like very motivating. Yeah.
Very
So,
good. How does she encourage you? That side of mother-in-law, typical mother-in-law.
Correct. So as like I've never felt the difference that I'm in the in-law space and when I'm in my mother's place, because I seriously feel that I have two mothers, one in each house. So that's the kind of feel that she gave me. So how she kind of brought this out was that she's a career driven woman. So she wants her daughter-in-law to be as independent as she is, and give that structure to the family, and also live your own dream. So that is something that she's always asked me to stand by. And a very simple example is that I'm into baking right now. So if I have a very early morning order or something that has to leave by 10 o'clock in the morning, so there's a lot of kitchen space that is being occupied by me right now because I don't have an individual setup. So she's so giving, saying that, okay, this today you're not able to do it. Either I will do something very fast and get out of your way, or we'll get something from the hotel. So you don't disturb your kind of work, or you don't have to ask your client to like postpone the timing. So that is one simple example. And even when we both are in an argument, I know that I have a person in the house that I can go talk to. So we had that very clear understanding. Listen, ma, it's that now I am telling about your son doesn't mean I'm blaming him or you have to look at him in another way. It's just me letting myself out so that I live in peace and I go make up with your son as to how I need to go about. So for me, it's like when I very emotional, I need a person to let my things out. Though I don't get any,
Sorry, huh?
yeah, though I don't get any solution from them. For me, if I clear my heart space, I clear my mind, I can work out the solution is something which I strongly believe in.
1 minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. Huh? My daughter is
Yeah,
traveling.
so
She keeps calling. Yeah.
okay. So she's always given me that year, she's
But
given me
how
that
come
warmth.
so much communication happening in your house, guys? So much of
That's the
talking the
area we have to
heart.
work.
Yeah, so because it's all in many of Indian homes, it has to be understood. It has to be unsaid. No, communication is drama. Sitting and talking nice thing is drama. So yelling and shouting and all those nonsense is not drama. Where are you guys from? Are you guys from different planet? You three of you.
No. We do have our moments, but like how Suman said, how fast we come out of it is something that we both have been religiously working on. Initially, I used to take half an hour, 1 hour to come out of it, and Sumanth used to be like constantly triggering those points itself. So we both have done a lot of trial and error to create that structure what Sumanth has been telling. So we see what works for me and me being in a happy place, what works for him and he's in a happy place. So we kind of get into an understanding, okay, let's not disturb, let's control ourselves. So that's kind of thing that we have played individually for our own selves, and we have worked out on each other as well as on us. Yeah, so we've been really still trying to figure out, but still we're being very open to communicating. Yeah.
Sumanth, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Here both of you working, okay? Both of you working on
Yeah.
each other, and both of you working together to have happiness in the house. What if one partner is not willing to work because you're working with emotional intelligence for, here it is mutual.
Yes.
So my audience can easily say they are ideal pair. There's a beautiful mother-in-law. It's happening in this house. It will happen. But in my home, it is not like that. I have only one person, that is me. Rest of the crowd is not going to change, and I'm not interested in changing
Yes.
them.
Yes. So the question that comes here is, do you want happiness or not? The question that you need to ask yourself. Do you want your ego to go ahead, or you want the relationship to be ahead?
But
Which
my
is
bucket
important
is
for you?
draining. My bucket is draining. I
Correct.
keep on filling somebody else. I am getting drained. It's a
Correct.
real time scenario, Sumanth. I'm speaking with a
I
one
know.
case.
Exactly, I'm trying to tell you. See, let me give you an example with me and my mother. Okay. Me and my mother used to be in a very toxic relationship earlier. Okay. Before I got exposed to the life education that I'm referring to. So what happened was I used to be in such a toxic relationship because I used to expect a lot from her with respect to being a mother. As Suprita was mentioning, she is a career oriented. But my expectation was that she has to be like a mother who has to do those varieties of dishes, serve us properly in the morning, and talk to us when we are low, or come and
Be
act
around.
as a secretary, like assist us in everything we do. That's our expectation. Now, later, what used to happen was the expectation was such that she is not doing it. She's career oriented. She's not this. So because of the expectation, my expectation on her, who was suffering, I realized that I was the one who was suffering. Because every time I shout for, let's say, 15, 20 minutes on her, I will not be able to focus on my work for the next 1-2 hours. I'm drained out for the day. I don't feel like doing my work. So after I was exposed to those things and I understood what my mistakes are, I understood that I understood that I have to accept her the way she is, because I have to be happy in that scenario, in that relationship. My point was, I was checking myself. Why am I shouting at her? Why am I expecting? It's not like she doesn't gonna do food. She makes food, it's tasty. But I wasn't finding it tasty. My friends who came over found it tasty. So I understood. I started telling her, you do one thing, you start cooking as if there are guests coming every day. Because when guests come, she does amazing, is what I started understanding. So later I understood that, okay, it's not the problem with her. It's the problem of my wrong expectation I have. And I started checking myself. Why it's the food that's always a problem in our family? What are we expecting out of it? I understood that I'm expecting love from her. And my version of love is if she makes tasty food. So when I started sharing these things, that this is what I feel is missing between us, she started understanding things. Okay. But the thing is, I want tasty food. I love food. She can't make food. So what is the possibility there? I sat down with her. How can we have a win-win situation for both of us? Okay. The first thing what I did was I got exposed to natural meal every day. Once in a day, you can have a natural meal. And she helped me find out an oatmeal, an effective oatmeal that we can do it very tasty every day. So first alternative was, why don't we every day tiffin is the fighting, breakfast is the fighting. Why not we avoid the breakfast and convert it to a natural meal where we can make it ourselves? First possibility. Second possibility was, why can't we have a cook where she can assist her for a while? After that, she'll be independent. So now we have a cook who makes food. We are able to get the food on time. She's able to focus on her work. Why all this happened? Because the underlying fact was the oneness. I understood her, she understood me. Till that part happens, no matter what you tell someone, they will not understand. That's the logic I like to communicate all of them. So first sit down, get to know what the other person wants, and even if the other person doesn't make an effort to know what you want, can you first know what they want? When your side is perfect, without expectation, it will bound to come. At the end of the day, if it doesn't come also, what is the point we can look at is with gratitude. The gratitude is, at least this person is there with me for all the good qualities he has. Can we recognize that? And from gratitude is where you can go to a more positive state of mind, is what my inner journey and my understanding of things is.
You guys have to come for couple coaching, okay? Your mom has to come for mother-in-law coaching, and you both have to come for couple coaching. I'm planning for a big dream behind marriage coaching, counseling, and all this stuff. Mother-in-law coaching. You can save many families. I'm going to ask you quick questions to both of you. One question for Supritha. What is life for you in one word?
A proper roller coaster ride where you have like proper ups and downs and you still have fun and you willingly go and sit on it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What is money for you, Sumanth?
What is money for me?
Yeah.
Money. Oh yeah. Money is the tool for making us reach where we want to. That's my version of money. Yeah. Or I can say money is the outcome of the outcome of the problem you're solving is money for me. Yeah.
For you, for a woman, what is money?
So for me, money is being very independent, and money is actually just a means of living your life. So how you buy your bread, how you buy your shelter, and that's money for me in a very nascent kind of a way. But money is actually a means, like how someone told, for me to explore my travel journey, or like that's the kind of thing that we need to like go around and have our dreams. So that's money for me.
What both of you wish a couple knew before marriage?
I didn't get your question.
What you wish husband and wife knew before getting married?
Yeah. So I feel they knew why they're getting into this institution of marriage and what they're expecting out of the marriage. I read one statement and Seven Habits of Highly Successful People by Stephen Covey, he says that a family and a couple should have a vision and a mission statement. It's really surprised me. Okay, that's the clarity with which a couple has to get in. Not because their parents told to get married, not because society told them to get married. You should have a clarity why you got married and what you want to achieve out of it. If the clarity is there, I think the purpose will be fulfilled.
So when I was speaking and when I was posting all these kind of stuff, one of my a friend who was a senior person, he thinks all these are Western concepts. India is not like this. Educating women to be, yeah. So what are your comments on that? Are we
Yeah,
following
absolutely. See,
Western concept?
why it is why it is a Western concept is because the Westerners took their time out to analyze why the problems occurred. But India or the Asian countries always associated this with culture and told that culture says this, you have to follow it. Or spirituality says this, you have to follow it. But Westerners are not like that. They go with logic. They want logic. They want clarity. And that is the reason why they understood that self-help is something that they need to work upon. And that's why most of the authors are from Western countries and not from Indian countries. And I feel
there are a lot of divorces in Western country, and India is known for good marriage. So where is
you're absolutely right, and absolutely right. But what's the best in them, you have to take them, and what's the best in us, they'll take us.
Definitely.
I feel we have that spiritual idea of what our inner self is, our inner journey is, and they are really good at the materialistic aspects of it. I think a synergy of both will make us better.
Beautiful. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I love that answer. Yeah. So what's Supritha, you tell me, what husband and wife should knew before getting married?
So for me, husband and wife are supposed to be considered equals, treated equals, at least amongst each other. So let around the society be, at least for me and Sumanth, I want him to treat me as an equal. I'll treat him as an equal. So that kind of an understanding is something which I would want to see in the marriage. And I feel if that is sorted, anything can be put across to the other person. So for me, that is the whole point. Yeah.
What is that one patriotic value which is no more serving us, that as a wife and a husband has to get rid of? For husband, tell me one patriotic value which is not serving us anymore. What is that one value we have to get rid of? All the husbands should get rid of this one value which is not serving us.
Yeah, I think the value, specifically I'm unable to recollect, but what flashed my mind is that, only a woman has to cook or a woman has to take care of the family is one thing that I say because.
Perfect. What one patriotic value which is outdated has to be thrown away in the fire?
I don't say it is outdated, but India is progressing towards that kind of a state where the man is the breadwinner of the house, and he does the hard work, he gets the money, and the woman has to manage the house. So that's something is being progressively coming through in Indian societies right now. So women are self-dependent. They can earn their own money and yet have a coexisting space is what I think that India is moving towards.
She gets additional responsibility of cooking, taking care of, and then.
Yeah, that again has to be equally distributed.
Say, for instance, I'm not good at cooking. If they ask me to come and cook, I really can't. But what I can do is at least help her with, baking, chopping the chocolate or chopping the vegetables if I can. Or even that, if I'm not interested, I can communicate to her that, see, this segment, I'm not interested. If you want me to help put the clothes in the washing machine, I'm okay with it. If you want me to go and get the groceries, I'm okay with it. So just like how in a company, there are different verticals where different people operate. If you could figure out those verticals at home and build systems, the daily checklists, what all you need to do, who has to do, and how frequently you can do it. I feel, she disagrees with me. I always tell her that family is an institution like a company. You should have a vision, mission, and systems in place. If systems are not in place, you won't get your clothes on time. You won't have the utensils washed on time. You end up frustrated. So this is the point I tell. I hope she agrees with my point, but this is the point I tell.
Beautiful. It's not that you don't know cooking, you don't enjoy cooking because you're not trained in that.
I'm not
Correct.
trained for
Sure.
it, and I'm not sure if I like it, but I love
Yeah.
having food. That's for
We
sure.
are not trained. We are not training boys in that. Sumanth, if you can refer one guy like you for my daughter, I'll be more than happy. I'm looking for two boys. And I always wish, even for the first time when I met you, when I saw you, when I was talking to you, I thought, I wish I get a son-in-law like Sumanth. Why can't Sumanth refer a guy like you to my daughter?
Here
I'm
I like
serious.
to, ma'am, I like to tell my example of my elder sister. My elder sister's doesn't know cooking. Okay, she made a declaration. I'm gonna find a guy who knows very good cooking, and she actually found a guy who knows very good cooking, and his sambar is looked after for.
Wow.
So good at South Indian. So
Very good.
I think your daughter, you have to train her to visualize. She's gonna get the right guys that she wants.
I'm serious about it. Whenever I talk to you, I think that my daughter should get one guy like Suman, who is so open in talking, and one mother-in-law like how you got, and who the whole family sitting and talking. One final question before I forget: what is a legacy your children will take away from your marriage?
Legacy.
That's
Can you put it
something.
in more simple words, ma'am? I didn't understand.
What lessons they will learn from your marriage when you're not there, when you're gone? They would have learned some lessons from. All of us learn marriage lessons from our parents.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we set a trend in the family, and that's a legacy we leave for our children. What is a legacy your children will learn from your marriage?
My answer for that is, first of all, marriage is freedom. Marriage is not losing freedom. That's the first lesson I want them to take from here, because I feel that I'm experiencing a new version of life after marriage. I feel I have a friend and a company with me whenever I want to travel, or wherever or whatever I want to do. So I feel marriage is freedom and not losing freedom. That's the point I want to communicate to my future generations. Yeah. You want to share?
Yeah.
anything?
So what I would want our next generation to look up to us is the openness in which we come and give our ideas. Maybe it's for the family together or anything putting across. So I that kind of, like how he said, the freedom, the openness to come and talk whatever they want. That's something that I want them to take from our marriage.
Beautiful. Any one book you will suggest for our audience, Suman?
The book immediately that flashed my mind is Secret by Rhonda Byrne. That's a very good book, and there's a documentary also on YouTube. I think that's something to watch. Yeah.
You? Would you want to
The
suggest?
same book. The
Same
same
book?
book. If I have Sumanth, that's because of my own visualization of my wish list and my husband's qualities. So I've got my job with the same kind of visualization. Right now I'm in a career which I visualized. I got Sumanth and my family, like my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law. I wanted a small, cute family without much drama going around, being open. So that's exactly what I got here. Yeah.
I tell couple you guys, I'm going to frame this and put this in all my sessions and classes, get clips of this video and screen it for my audience. Whenever I'm doing personal coaching, trust me guys, and touch wood, you have to continue to be very happy. And before we move on to the main topic, Sumanth, IAS coaching and IPS coaching, what you want to tell those aspirers? One message for the IAS, IPS aspiring students.
Yeah. So the question I like to give everyone is, when you enter the journey, check the questions you ask yourself. There are students who come and ask me, sir, will I clear this exam? That should not be the question you should ask. The question you should ask is, what does it take for me to get the top rank in the country? So when you reframe that question, the thought process in your mind totally changes, and you reverse engineer to take action for that. So that's what I tell everyone. So the main message for all the aspirants is, the result is not in your hand, efforts are in your hand. Get the right mentors in place, get to know all the challenges that you're facing, and take massive action to solve those challenges, rather than sitting and worrying what will happen if I don't clear. That's a very raw thought process. The question, reframe the question, or the quality of questions you ask will shape your life. That's the message I like to give.
Beautiful. I feel so happy talking with both of you. I feel so content today. I will have a very nice sleep today. This is popping up again and again. I'm feeling so happy today. I don't know why. I'm feeling happy because life is not bad. Marriage is not always bad. There are people like you guys. There is a mother-in-law who is like what you were described. and it's happening. The next generation is getting a beautiful life. And God bless you both. I wish you all the best in
Thank you so
whatever
much.
dreams you
Thank
have.
you.
Convey my regards to your mom, Sumanth. And I want to
Thank you.
interview her once. If she is willing, I
Absolutely,
want to talk to her
absolutely.
once, and I want to bring her to my audience and take a lot of
Absolutely.
messages from her. Please request her. I want to bring her, and you guys, I wish you all the success. And if I continue to
Thank
talk,
you.
I'll start
Thank you
crying.
so
So
much.
thank you so much. Out of out of happiness, I will.
Quickly.
I might.
Quickly, I want to also say gratitude for your questions. You know, the questions that you asked actually made us discover many things as we are communicating as to what we are doing.
True.
Thank you for those good questions that you asked.
Love you both.
Thank
God
you so
bless
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hats off. Continue to be happy like this. Inspire a lot of couples. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Bye. So that is Sumanth and Supritha, guys, and I'm feeling so happy after talking to them. And I wish all the homes, all the couple have clear understanding like this, and all the mother-in-law will have a clarity of how to treat their daughter-in-law. I'll come again with a lot more interesting. I will also bring Sumanth's mother once to talk to us to find out how she's able to be a mother-in-law of so much of love and understanding. Thanks for watching. I'm Vimala Rani signing off from Becoming Soulful. Thank you guys. See you again.